So at the start of 2023, I kind of signed with Bell Surfing and Bradley Surfboards.
When I finished my time at Quicksilver half a dozen years ago, and I started coming more regularly to Ireland, obviously Ireland not being the hugest of surfing communities, we bumped into each other and we connected, and I gave him a couple of our boards to try, and our relationship started pretty much on a more serious level back then.
This one was really good, but I found it a little bit small. Just like came out a little bit more small than I'd like, but definitely felt good. And the other thing is I surf normal shortboards all the time, so that kind of made me want to try all different ones more and kind of a bit more interesting and fun. But yeah, it was definitely a super fun board. This thing was sick. It was like amazing to surf. It was just a little bit heavy compared to what I would like, and the other boards had just a little bit more spark to them, but I really enjoyed riding it. It like wasn't a full shortboard, not full retro weird stuff. It was like proper good, easy to surf. So unfortunately it's not going to make the final, but definitely had a lot of fun surfing it. The first one, which was kind of a wild card to be honest, I really wasn't expecting this board to go as good as it did. It was super weird, different, but I was somehow had one really good surf on it and I was frothing. And now for the final, just cleaned it down, need to re-sticker it up. I'm going to put a tail pad on it as well, just to see if I can give it a little bit more push and see how far we can push this thing, because it's crazy weird, but I had really a whole lot of fun on it. So looking forward to trying that out in some real good waves now in the final. this thing was one of the weirdest boards I think I've ever surfed in my life. It was super fun and interesting to learn how to surf it and figure out how to ride it, but yeah, it's just, there's too much funkiness going on in it for me. I know people would love it, like there's definitely guys out there that would froth on this thing, but for me there was just too much weirdness, and yeah, it was definitely one of the most fun boards I had, trying to learn how to surf it, definitely. Now this thing, to be honest, I could not figure out how to surf it. I think watching it, you could see I was really struggling. It's so small, so wide. Yeah, just something that wasn't for me, and I've seen people rip on them, but yeah, just for me, I could not figure it out for the life of me.
Something like a surfboard, it's an integral part of your surfing equipment. The first point is, do you like the equipment? Does it work for you? Are you happy with it? So we had a trial time where I let him test a few boards, and then we talked, and I was obviously always there. I wanted him, but I needed Gearóid he wanted to be part of it too. So after, I think it was nearly 3 years of trying out a couple of surfboards, we sat down and I said to him, would you be interested in working together? And that was, I think, about 12 months ago now, and the relationship's growing and growing and growing.
My first time ever surfing an asymmetrical. This thing I was, again, because it's so different, it is technically a thruster, but not the same as any other thruster. It was like super fun, and again, you just need to find a couple waves to get your feet in the right place, and once you figure it out, you can really start to push this thing. I guess it's kind of gives you the feeling of a shortboard with weird feelings of something different in between, so it was definitely one of the most fun and different things I've had. this one again was really fun, standard shortboard, so was kind of, in my head, was kind of out from the start nearly because I wanted to try all the weirdness and stuff that I don't usually surf more. Had a couple of really good waves on it, was really fun, but I kind of enjoyed the differences in some of the other boards more, to be honest, and that's why that one's out. And then this one was really sick, but again, it was just a tiny bit too small for me. Like another couple of inches on it, and it would have been really fun. And I had some really good surfs on it, and it looked good on footage and stuff all the time. But yeah, just a tiny bit small. But another couple of inches, it probably could have made the final.
When Kelly won the Pipe Masters 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago now, I was in the car with Kanoa and Leo, and we were going to his victory dinner at Turtle Bay, and I said to those kids, I said, you know the difference between Kelly and you guys at the moment is Kelly, every time he goes into surfing, he genuinely believes he's going to win that event. You've got to get that self-belief. And I think Kanoa and Leo, obviously now, you know, that might have been a milestone. You show them their results, you know, they're both top 10 in the world. And I think that's probably something with Gearóid. People believe in him, he sees that, and then he starts believing in himself.
This was one of my favourites, definitely is why it's in the final, I suppose. But it's got some weirdness to it. It's got channels, 20, it's something different that I don't usually surf. And it took me a while to figure out the right foot positionings and stuff. But once I figured it out, it was so much fun. Like just the push and the different feelings you get from a 20 compared to a thruster. And the speed you got, it was definitely one of my favourites. So I'm looking forward to trying this thing again in some good waves and yeah, see how we go in the final. don't even know what fin, can't remember what fin's going this thing. Freezing. Temperatures outside right now is probably, outside's probably like 2 or 3 degrees, bit of snow, bit of ice, but apparently the water is 1.4, so I don't really know how, I don't even ever been in the water that cold, so we'll see how long we last, because that sounds pretty hectic. This one was made by Coated Surfboard down Lahinch.
Alright.
And yeah, it's kind of weird. It's crazy shape and fucking asymmetrical thing. But it's weird because out here at the pool, I know you had to go on your backhand. It's not made for going for a regular footer, but yeah, at the peak and stuff with like a bit more open facing, like taller, slopier face, it was like mental. But out at the pool with that, like, because it has that extra long rail line, it's hard to fit it in that pocket.
I saw a couple of clips of you surfing the peak on it, and it just like looks like that drive and length of rail line and stuff goes amazing. It's really like surprising how it looks on the open face. I mean, it looked like even you did manage to get a couple out there, but it definitely looks like a board that's for that more open face canvas, like a peak wave rather than a smaller pockier wave. Yeah,
that was the thing with this. At the peak it felt mental, and then yeah, how cuppy it is out here, it kind of, because of the extra long rail line, it was hard to fit it in, but yeah, definitely still had moments and had a lot of fun on it yesterday. This board is like definitely the board that surprises me every single time. It's made by your man Sweet up the north. Like I kind of wrote it off every time before I went surfing it, and then it's kind of mad that it feels like a short board out here at the pool. Like.
you wouldn't expect it because it looks like, I don't know, like your typical soapbox that you'd have your cruisy, styly surfer surfing, and it'd be really down the line and amazing on big, kind of fat or wide open faces. But having a look at a couple of waves you surfed on it yesterday in the pool, which is kind of pocky, right? And you're still managing to hold turns, and
you can like fully pivot really good on it, like up into the pocket, whereas some of the other boards, like it's hard to pivot on them in the pocket because it's so pockety, but this thing like just was shaped by endless fun surfboards in Bundoran, Baptiste. At the peak and stuff, it felt crazy good.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure at the pool, it definitely had its moments as well, and you had to really figure out your foot placement on it more. With that cuppiness of the wave out here, to be able to pivot off the bottom on a like full twin fin like this, it was kind of hard.
Yeah.
Whereas like being able to draw out your turns at like a bigger slopey wave like the Peak or Lizzie, it was like amazing.
Yeah. I switched off the thruster, and the thruster felt like on that slightly bigger, like that T1, like the turns wave that we were surfing, it was kind of like dragging a little bit. And then as soon as I stepped on this, I mean, that twin fin speed is just absolutely amazing. But then I didn't feel I had massive confidence to go into the bottom turn in a normal back foot position because it was twitching out.
Yeah.
So then you kind of end up nursing it a bit. But it felt like actually when we pushed the tubes, the thing, that rail line and the tail felt really nice with the tubes here. You could really lock into the tube, and it still had nice speed with a 20. Unfortunately, I held on too long in one of the tubes and chipped the nose off, so sorry Baptiste. It feels like overall the aesthetics of the board and the width and the nose, it feels like a really nice board in the water. It's definitely one that I'd be into like getting for a specific wave, like particularly forehand.
Yeah, like dandelion point,
dandelion point, like foreland or wherever you surfed earlier in the series, that kind of wave. You need the speed.
Gotta bleep that out. Second morning here at Lost Shore. It is -4, 5. Nice bit of ice. Water's probably going to be like 1 degree today, so I don't know. We'll see how this trip's gonna go. Gonna have to go right.
And obviously he's got the talent, he's a great surfer. And surfing's not rocket science. You want to win competitive surfing. I mean, don't fall off. It's not. Kelly Slater won 11 more titles by not falling off his surfboard. It's like, it's not that hard to work out.
This board is shaped by sweat surfboards. Sweet surfboards. This board shaped by Sweet surfboards was probably one of the boards that surprised me the most out of the batch. It looks super strange. It's quite small. Weird moon tail. It's got like a lot of stuff, like weird channels on it that I've never surfed before, but it was weird. Like it took me a couple of ways to get used to it, and then as soon as I got my feet in the right position and started riding it the right way, the speed and like the flow I got out of that board was just super surprising, and it had a really good like release point that like I was kind of able to push it a lot more than I thought I was going to be able to push it. It's kind of a performance 20, I suppose, which kind of lends good to me because I'm not so used to surfing super retro twin fins and all different kind of stuff. So I was able to surf it more like a normal board, and it kind of gelled with it nearly instantly. It wasn't one of those boards I had to figure out and stuff. I figured out how to surf it pretty quick, and it was fast, it was smooth, you could push through turns, and it kind of blended to having that 20 feel, but also not a full 20 that was real slidey and stuff. So it was just like a slight different feel to Thruster, but still enough feel to be able to perform on it properly, and that's kind of why I chose it. As one of my finalists, it's pretty good in all-rounder. You can really push it the way you want it to go, but then you also have that kind of twin fin channel feel like when you want it to be. This last board now is shaped by Coated surfboards, and when I first seen it, I really didn't know who shaped this board. It was an asymmetrical, and it was just a board that I'd never seen anyone in Ireland shape before, but the rail lines and everything just felt really good, and it felt really balanced. And I mean, it did take me a couple of waves to kind of get my feet in the right position and figure it out of where to push and stuff, because it's asymmetrical. It's got one fin on one side, two on the other. It's got very different release points and push points, so it did take a couple of waves to figure it out. But as soon as you figured it out, got your feet in the right spot, the speed out of this board was next level. You were pushing through turns and coming out of them with more speed than you went in. So like I've always seen guys surfing asymmetricals, and I know now why they kind of love them. I don't know if I'd like to be going backhand on it, but frontside, it's sick. You're pushing through turns, and whatever way the fins or the asymmetry of the tail comes out of it, you're pushing through and coming out with more speed than you went in, and it was super fun to get used to and figure out how to surf. So that's why that one made the final, I suppose. It's kind of crazy, and it's so hard to pick a winner of all these three boards because they all have gone amazing in different conditions, I suppose. Like this board was at the wave pool was crazy good. I couldn't believe how good it was. I'd kind of written it off before that just because just in my head it doesn't feel like it will work, but then every time I jump on it, it was crazy. It just fit in the pocket really well and was surfing like a shortboard. And as soon as I took them out at the peak in Bundoran when it was pumping, this and this were both amazing. They had differences in their surfing, but they were both, I'd happily take either of them out surfing anytime I wanted to go surfing if it was pumping. So that's kind of the problem of trying to choose now. And even this thing was epic at the peak too. It like maybe a touch small for how much power was in the wave, but still like crazy fun, and kind of pretty much surfs like a shortboard, which is the weirdest thing about it. I don't really understand. And in my head, I've watched through all the footage because we couldn't pick or decide from just surfing. I had to watch the footage, and I kind of put it through my head of, so we kind of had 3 or 4 spots that we surfed it in, and say one board went got it the best at one spot, one board went best the other spot, one board went best the other spot, and then in my, I suppose, kind of average it out of who won. So the winner is Endless Fun Surfboards by Baptiste, Bappy. Pretty good name for it, because I did have endless fun on this board no matter what the conditions was, whether it was in the wave pool, going left and right, really stable in the barrel. That was a big plus point on how good this thing was. And then surfing it at 4 to 6 foot fire and peak, it went amazing in all conditions, and yeah, well done. Thanks for being a part of it. What, so you want me to try and nail them down of each person? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go Rosie, Luke Underwood, Tom Hope. I still have no fucking clue on that one. I'm gonna say Coded, Luke Underwood, Baptiste, Sweat boards, and then I have no idea who made that thing either.